Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Dear students, I welcome once again in this teleclass session as we were discussing the racemose inflorescence. Racemose inflorescence. Racemose inflorescence, we know that it is an indeterminate or indefinite type of inflorescence in which the uh, peduncle can produce the flowers in indefinite number, and the growing point is not involved in the flower formation. So this is called as the racemose inflorescence. So far as the racemose inflorescence are concerned, there are two types of racemose inflorescences. One is called as a simple racemose inflorescence, another is called as a compound racemose inflorescence. One is simple, another is compound racemose inflorescence. Simple and compound racemose inflorescence. So far as the simple racemose inflorescence is concerned, simple racemose inflorescence, it is that type of inflorescence in which the flowers are, they are indefinite, they are indeterminate, uh, and the flowers or the peduncle, it is unbranched. Peduncle is not branched, right? This is the peduncle here. The peduncle is not branched. So this is called as the simple racemose inflorescence. And in case of the compound racemose inflorescence, we see the peduncle becomes compound or it becomes branched. Now there are 10 different types of simple racemose inflorescence. One is called as the raceme, simply raceme, or it is also called as a typical raceme. So far as the typical raceme is concerned, it is that type of inflorescence in which the peduncle means the flowering axis on which the flowers arise. Peduncle produces the flowers, and these flowers are produced in acropetal succession. Acropetal succession means the mature flowers are at the base, and immature juvenile or young flowers, they are at the apex. So this is called as the acropetal succession, right? And again, once again, we see that the growing point is not involved in the flower formation. Growing point remains, it remains separate. The from the lower region of the growing point, the flowers arise, right? So this is called as the raceme type of inflorescence. Raceme type of inflorescence, as we see in case of radish, in case of turnip, cazelpine, dog flower, which we call as the antirrhinum majas. If we'll see the inflorescence in case of these plants, we see the inflorescence is like this. There's a peduncle, there are the flowers attached to the peduncle, and each flower has a pedicel. So they are the pedicellate flowers. Pedicel, a stalk, they have a long stalk, right? So this is one type of inflorescence. This is called as the raceme inflorescence. It is a simple racemose inflorescence. Raceme is a simple racemose inflorescence. And second type of inflorescence is called as the spike inflorescence. So far as the spike racemose inflorescence is concerned, it is that type of inflorescence in which the flowers arise on the peduncle flowering axis. This is the flowering axis, and flowers arise on it again in the acropetal succession. Mature ones at the base and younger ones at the apex. But these flowers, they are without having a stalk. So it seems that these flowers, they are directly attached to the peduncle. They are sessile flowers without having a stalk. So it forms a spike like structure. There is no stalk, no or pedicel. For example, if we'll see in case of acaranthus, or in case of adatoda or bottle brush, we see such type of inflorescences there. I will show you the diagram of this of these different types of the plants. This is the spike in case of adatoda or acaranthis asper. These are the inflorescences. As you see that there are no stalks on the flowers are without having the stalk. So this is the another type of inflorescence. And another type of inflorescence is that is called as the catkin inflorescence. I am making you to understand this thing. and this is called as catkin. This is number third type of inflorescence, catkin inflorescence. Catkin inflorescence. It is also called as the amentum. Amentum. Amentum inflorescence. Amentum inflorescence is that type of inflorescence